down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to The Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Hey, you tuned in to The Savvy Radio Show. Hopefully you're consistent. It's 2019. We're already in February, in the second week or close to, and hopefully you're reaching your goals. Hopefully they're on your mind and that you don't slip away from your potential. Now, how do you grow your potential? People ask me, how do I know so much? And I'm humble because I really don't know that much. I feel like I don't, but the only way you do learn more, and I believe, is through Audible. You got to read, you got to listen, you got to grow. Let me say it again. Read, listen, and grow. And I set a goal this year to do 24 books. I don't care how I'm going to get them in my body. It could be actually physically reading them, hardback, Audible, Kindle, osmosis. It don't matter. I'm on it. The more you know, the more you make. So today I'm going to cover just some books that have been impacting me. Ones I'm going through, some at 1.5 speed, some at 1.2 speed. And some I'm just slowly reading, slow and steady. So hopefully you can grab your pen, your pencil, drop that hammer, because we're about to learn why these books are big time for me. Now, one thing a lot of people, I realize, don't know, but there's this thing on Audible called the Platinum Plan. Say it with me, platinum. You need to learn that word platinum because you are platinum. You're valuable, top of the notch. And you need the Audible Platinum Plan. What it is, it's $220 for the year, or it's not even for the year, for the whole time, and you get 22 Audible books, and basically equates to $10 a book. So do the math. 220 or 230, you get like 22 books. So it's like 220. Yeah, I'm remember. It's been a while. And it's been the best thing for me. The membership that's $15 a month, it's too slow for my game. When I do the Audible Platinum package, it's a write-off. It's education for your business. So don't try to deny you can't afford these books. But here's the great thing. Some of these books I'm about to break off are in the $50 range. And I know some of you cheap folks out there, but what in my mind, it doesn't matter what it costs if it brings me to the next level, if it's one nugget. And I know for a fact that even $100 in my mind brings me something. It's very rare that if I spend $100 on an Audible program or a course or even a dinner that I have with someone that's at a different level than I'm at, I always get a nugget, and it's always worth $100 for me. So Google up Platinum program on Audible. I don't know this exact link, but a lot of people don't know about it. Another thing that I've done this year, starting this 2019 strong, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to come out with 2 books. I don't care how long each book is. Well, I got this. I learned this from my boy, Dave Torres. It's a single wireless Bluetooth earbud. And just go to Amazon, and it's MPOW, MPOW, single wireless earbud. Here's the sick thing about this mug. I put a beanie on. I put this wireless Bluetooth in my ear. It's $18.99, and I'm jamming out. And I could hear what's going on around me. So, for example, when I'm doing my laundry, I'm listening to an audiobook. Or here's one, if I go to one of my children's basketball game and I'm in the stands, I could see and I could pay attention, but I don't need to really listen to stuff. I listen to an audiobook. I knocked out an audiobook in an hour. That's how long a game is. And it's all because of MPOW. And I hopefully in this podcast that you got something. If just get the Platinum program or the MPOW wireless earbud. I need to get paid from Amazon. I'm thinking I'm always referring these mugs, and I'm not getting paid. So here's the deal. Get it. It's $20 or $240 altogether, and you'll get a degree in no time. So, but you got to go through these books. All right. Hopefully you got your pen by now. You may even have an MPOW in your ear and you're listening. We're going to start off right out the gate with the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. Now, listen, it's so funny. I don't even remember how I got a hold of this book, but I bought it back in August 2017-16. I don't even know. And that book surfaced up somehow. It surfaced up through another book I'm going to talk about called Finish by John Adcock. And it's like, I'm not a big fan of the one thing. A lot of friends, the one thing book, it's off the chain. Yeah, all right. It's real simple. It's the one thing, right? You got to do the one thing. What's the one thing that's going to move you? What's the one thing that's going to compel you? What's the one thing that's going to make you money, right? I get the book, got it, boom, done. Read like 2 chapters and I was like, this is whatever. So I had that mentality, dumb, uneducated mentality on this book. So that's why I bought it, because someone told me to buy it and I put it on the shelf. Man, Holy Spirit brought this book in my world. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I went through the whole book. I'm about to go through the book again. It's off the chain, great on Audible. Mel Robbins is phenomenal coach. I love being a coach. I love helping people. I love doing breakthroughs, getting people to the next level. The 5-second rule will get you to the next level. You don't want to get up in the morning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You don't want to go outside and run, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And the cool thing, I mean, this is like a 6-hour audio for 20. And I'm applying it to my child that sometimes walks in fear. And we just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have even taught her the principle. We just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go do it, girl. And she does it. The great thing about this book, in the 6 hours, she talks about the entrepreneur endeavor that they went through, millions of dollars of a pizza place and snapping out of bad behaviors and just transforming your life, work, and you get confidence and courage. 5-second rule, Mel Robbins. Now, if you're under a rock somewhere, you don't know about this book. Now, you can buy the 5-second rule on book, but you got to get on Audible. David Goggins with the G, Goggins, Goggins, can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. Now, here's the deal. This is a 13-hour audio. Little intimidating. Still only about $20. Changed, transformed, just epic. And it's so crazy. It's a bestseller. I'm not real big into like Jacko or Navy SEAL or, I'm all that stuff. But man, a good friend of mine, a close friend of mine, told me about this book. He has read every single book in the world, and I admire this guy in a roundabout way, and so I bought it. And so I started listening to it. The first 2 chapters broke me. The abuse and the mental game this young man had to endure as a child. Basically, his dad owned a nightclub / hustle / roller rink in the 70s. And just basically terrorized, abused, and tortured this child and beat him. And there were several times I was actually jogging while listening to this book, which I definitely recommend that. And it broke me. I mean, because it reflected back in the struggles that I had as a child, the labeling that people would put on me, just horrible. And I just finished this book not too long ago, and it still resonates in my mind. And I'm dealing with a massive injury, plantar fasciitis. Yeah, I know I said it right for the first time, and whatever. But if David Goggins did do it, I can do it. Running through pain, going through the opposition, just unnatural. Here's a couple of things the cat did. He lost 100 pounds in 3 months. This dude was so tenacious. It just reminds me of what a human being can do. If you're tired of being fat, look into the accountability mirror. Now, if you follow me at all, about 4 or 5 episodes back, maybe 10 episodes back from this one, I talked about David Goggins, and I only went into the book about 3 hours into the book, and I was so moved. 13 hours later, I'm epically moved. And it's just so crazy. I've referred the book at least 20 times, even to dads at my son's basketball game. I made that dude homeboy. I wonder what he thinks I am. I made him read the book, and it changed his life. He started doing pull-ups. I mean, it's just crazy. The tenacity, the fortitude, the things that he teaches you called the callous mind, stealing somebody's soul. I did that yesterday or 2 days ago. I was on the treadmill at this facility on this competition, and this dude was outrunning me. This dude had it on 9, 10 speed, and I hit it on 11, and I said, I'm gonna steal this deal's soul. I just crushed this dude next to me. And the cool thing, after I was done, I just said, man, you did a great job. But stealing someone's soul is not a negative thing or a prideful thing. It motivated me to keep moving. I can go on and on this book, and you're going to be like, that's enough, VanCauwenbergh. get it. All right, so I told you about Mel Robbins right at the gate. Well, she came out with, anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Stephen VanCauwenbergh. I am the Savvy Landlord. I do finally have something on Audible. Bang, bang, 2019 is going to be epic. You need to get it. It's the Savvy Landlord. Talks about my life, how I got to 50 properties in a short amount of time with no money, and, living the dream now because of real estate. So I finally was on Audible, and I was stalking Audible. I was frustrated. It took forever to get on Audible, and I came across Mel Robbins again. And it was it's called the Audible Original. I guess they're following Netflix and Prime and, having their own original. So I was like, I can't go wrong. $10 because, I'm on the Platinum plan. And the book's called Kick-Ass. And you can only get it on Audible. Bam. It's epic. It was so amazing. Basically, she tells the world that she will be willing to coach 8 people from around the world. They bring them to Boston and just let it out on tape. Why are you struggling? And the things that I learned were bar none incredible. Not only as a coach, just to help people, just from my child. One of the things was this individual was fat, tired of being fat. And through the session, which is just life change, basically that gal was a narcissist. It wasn't because she was abused sexually as a child. That's what she labeled herself through a psychiatrist. But through Mel's process, she identified that she wanted the attention. And when she couldn't get the attention, she would hurt people. Narcissistic. And she gave an example when she was on the airplane. This girl was real fat on the airplane, and she got a lot of attention. Oh, hopefully I can fit in the chair. And the girl next to her was consoling her, taking over her time to make herself feel good. I'm telling you, listen to me. If you have any areas in your life that you want to change, break, move, weight loss, stop smoking, whatever's been holding you back, there's no excuse. Get the Audible Kick-Ass by Mel Robbins. All right. So before all these other books came into my life, I rocked out Finish. Give Yourself the Gift of Done by Jon Acuff. I listened to that book because I do have a problem. I'm a starter. I'm an entrepreneur, bar none. And I can pump people and get them going, but I have a difficulty with finishing. I was coaching a great kid, and we were talking, and he came across that I realized he wasn't a finisher and a starter. And so through that process, I did some research, and I came across this book. I'm a Jon Acuff fan, and it's Acuff, and just Google up Finish. And I bought the book because that's what your coaches do. They ride alongside their client, and if they're going through weight loss, I'm going through weight loss. If they're trying to get a bank loan, I'm trying to get a bank loan. If they want to change something, I'm changing something. If they want to finish, VanCauwenbergh, I looked at my own life, and I'm not finishing. And long story short, I got this book, and it was, that's how I got a hold of Mel Robbins, because you talked about Mel Robbins in there. And this, the techniques, it's been a while, been a couple months since I've listened to that book, but it's been great. Just, if you have a struggle with finishing, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go get this book. And Jon Acuff, he's funny, he's witty, and he just really brings into perspective what holds us back, insecurities. He just outlines it all. I mean, he's a best-selling author, proud of him, doing a great job. Now, let's get into Nightingale Conan. I don't know if you follow personal development. My all-time favorite philosopher, motivational speaker, bomb diggity OG, Jim Rohn, Jimrohn. This course is called the Ultimate Jim Rohn Library. 14 hours or plus. This would cost $200-$300 if you would have bought this on Nightingale Conan. They did an exclusive with Audible, so you could use your Platinum program, that Platinum thing that you buy. So it's basically each Audible is $10, and you can buy the Ultimate Jim Rohn Library and just sit back and get marinated. Just let the words fall on your soul, on your mind, on your heart, the gift of nutrition. Just listening to this man makes me, this molds me. It's like, I don't want to compare it to Jesus, or the book of Matthew. But that's the only reference I have. I remember I was a non-believer forever. And then one day someone told me about church, and I read Matthew, and I was like, wow, this dude, Jesus died for me. It just changed my whole perspective of life. And Jim Rohn is that powerful for me. You've got to get this, the Ultimate Jim Rohn Library, only on Audible. I could spend 5 weeks talking about it. Another book that was referenced from the 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is called The Mindset. And Guy Kiyosaki says, if you manage any people, or if you are a parent, which is a form of managing people, drop everything you're doing and read Mindset. Mel really talked about this book a lot through the two books that I listened to, and it's called Mindset by Carol, and it's the new psychology of success, how we can learn to fulfill our potential, parenting, business, school, and relationships. I haven't really started that book. I kind of just dipped into it, and then the Coggins just took over my world, but it's definitely a book that's on my list next, and you should jump on it. Now, you need to be transformed as a motivation to get your cracking going. Then there's no better man than, I know everybody's on Jim, Tony Robbins is nuts. Yeah, I believe it. E.T., Eric Thomas, I'm on his nuts too. I get it. The dude's sick. But I don't know if you heard about Les Brown. LESBROWN. I'm telling you, Les Brown, this book that's only on Audible. It's a Nightingale product. It's called The Power of Purpose. How to create the life you always wanted. I have actually tested this audio on several of my clients, and I can see them transforming relatively quickly. And if you really are in a place of a rut, or you're stuck, or you're frustrated, something's wrong, then just let Les Brown motivate you. He brings in what's the perspective of life, that you can do more than you're doing, that you have greatness within you. Come on. Can I get a hand clap? Come on, that's my tongue. It's clapping for you. Here we go. They just get better. Another Nightingale. Now, this is a $50 product that you can get, obviously, for $10, and I'm not trying to sell Audible on you, but it's a collaboration of all goals and vision master course. It's a Nightingale product called the Goals and Vision Master Course on Audible. And it's about 15 hours as well. Again, it's a $50 product that you can pick up cheaper. And it goes in from Jim Rohn, every Nightingale thing. And the cool thing about this course / Audible / book / whatever, it's several volumes. And the commentary is just bar none awesome. So he'll give it like a little bit of commentary, and then he'll go right into Brian Tracy. And they'll give a little commentary, then he'll go into Dennis Whaley. Then a little commentary, and then he goes into the guy from the Chicken Soup Guy. Then he goes into John Ashraf. Then it goes into Jim, all the masters. And it's just my wife was digging this one too. And what I do is I take that headphone that I talked about earlier, the MPOW, I lay down, and I just let this marinate on when I'm laying down and going to bed. That's what I do. What's my vision? What's my goal? Chain reaction. I haven't dipped into this next book, but it's called The Road Less Stupid. Now, the course is a famous book called The Road Less Traveled. This one's by Keith J. Cunningham. The cool thing is, it's advice from the chairman of the board and a really good tech company gentleman that I hang out with who's pretty savvy. He turned me on to this book. It was pretty epic to him. I have not dipped into it, but it's on my list for 2019. I will get to it. I'll maybe do a podcast on it. But he was motivated by this book, and I trust him. And that's the thing. You know, someone questioned me the other day. I sent him a book. Is it some dude said, "Is it worth it?" Some successful person referred something to you, just do it. Like, are you that cheap? Are you that ignorant? I already bought the book. I'm about 3, 4, 5 books in, and I can't even get to it. I'm going to get to it. I paid the money. You got to make the commitment. Just do it. Remember what I said when I started? $100 is worth a nugget. Stop complaining. Stop questioning. Follow the leader. Follow someone that's doing what you want to do. If it's not me, great, move on. The savvy somebody ain't somebody unless it's somebody to you. Oh, come on. If I'm not doing it for myself, I'm not doing it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. You got to find the books and resources. Now, I was working on a project with a gentleman, and I came across this book when I was helping him. And I've only been a little bit in it. And it's been, if you want to increase your social media, if you want to engage people, then you got to get this book by John Hall. And I can't remember what project I was working on. This is about a month ago, man. I mean, time flies. Maybe 2 months ago, I was working on a serious project with a client. He wanted to do something and with social media. And I was like, okay, we need to do it this way. And I Googled up the most influential influencers in that space, and this dude's name, John Hall, kept popping up. And obviously he has a book or a company called Influence and Company. I don't know anything about this dude, John Hall, but everywhere I Googled, everything I said about social media, being the best at social media, whatever I found, this dude kept popping up. I was like, and I don't believe it was some kind of advertising technique or, I'm a bullseye trying to spend money or contextual marketing or behavioral marketing that got me. Nope. I listened to this book. It's so crazy. Another friend of mine, Amy Lopez Biggs, she sent me her list of Audible stuff, and it was life change for her. And she's a social media queen. So you heard it from me first, not before her. Top of mind, John Hall. It says, use content to unleash your influence and engage those who matter to you, aka sales. Now, my wife read this book. I have it on Audible. I dipped into it for like maybe 20 minutes, and it's on my list for 2019. It's called The Power of Moments, and it's from Chip Heath and Dan Heath. I guess they're brothers or something. They wrote another best-selling book called The Switch and Made to Stick, Why Certain Experiences Have Extraordinary Impact. My wife read this book, and I don't know if you know Big Shizzle. Shanae, that's her name. I call her Big Shizzy. She read this, and she was like dumbfounded, like, Steve, we need to create moments. I'm like, well, aren't we creating moments? She's like, no. She's like, we need to create moments with our children. And moments have this massive impact on you. And I love millennials now. I didn't at first. I'm your friends now. You have a moments that experiences that create lasting impact. It's pretty crazy. I haven't really dipped into the book. This is a referral from Big Shiz and Greg Kershell at Life Church. He was real big on this book. I guess apparently he talked about it on his podcast, and you check it out. Now, we're at the final. In this book, I've only been in less than an hour, and I've already listened to that hour twice. Yeah, you hear me? Twice already. Now, there's only one other book that has made me do that. Millionaire Fastlane, Unscripted Life, MJ DeMarco. Okay, that book, and Anthony Robbins, Awaken a Giant. It's so powerful, I got to pause and marinate on it. Dude, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes, remarkable results, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Now, I don't like the name Atomic Habits. I don't even like the cover so much. But the content this is what I'm listening to right now, February 2019. This is the book I'm grinding out. I'm going to be listening to it on the airplane. I'm going to be listening to it on a bike ride. I'm going to be listening in between meetings, in between closings. I am all over this book because within that first hour, he talks about building entrepreneur endeavors, about weight loss, about everything. If you ever, a real good primer to habits and consistent constantly always improving. Jeff Olson, Slide Edge, classic. And then Darren Harding came out with Darren Harding came out with Compound Effect, blah, 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 blah. Dude, Atomic, ATOMIC, Atomic Habits are legit. I don't even want to just ruin you. I'm going to do a podcast on this book ASAP Ricky as soon as I can. Now, it's your turn, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world. This is your boy, Steve VanCauwenbergh, and this is our sponsorship question or feedback. Give me a book that's motivating you. What book is changing your world, or the last 6 months, or the last year, or the last lifetime? Now, I'm down with a Bible. I know the Bible's changed people. Come on. Give me a new Audible, a new course, or something that's making an impact in your world. I would love to hear about it, and I'm going to get it. So send it to me. You can go to thesavvyradioshow.com. If you're lazy, you can click a button and do an Audible. You could just audio do it. You could send me a message through Twitter, Landlord Book. I'm about to get on Instagram. I know I'm late to the game. You can find me, Steve VanCauwenbergh, on Facebook, social media. I don't know. I'm around somewhere. Or call me, do something, text me. Let me know what book you're listening to, and so I can share it with the world, to the masses. Appreciate you. Next time.
Investor Weekend is not far off, with over 10 information sessions to increase your portfolio. Log on to www.investorweekend.com. Whether you are a seasoned investor or never purchased a property before, you don't want to miss the Investor Weekend. Join us for a powerful, knowledge-packed weekend with over 10 informational sessions that are bound to enlarge your real estate investments. You will hear from the best national and local real estate investors that will share practical and relevant experiences with you, the investor. There will be several networking sessions to connect with other like-minded people for potential funding, partnerships, and yes, hot deals. Go to www.investorweekend.com. Did you know we meet once a month for the Landlord Lunch meeting? The third Wednesday of every month. Go to landlordlunch.com.
Thanks for listening to The Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.